Well, what do you know? We got a little bit of info about Star Wars Battlefront 2, the sequel to the 2015 version, not the one that I like but don't think is perfect and other people think is blasphemous to even think about. I always love getting those comments. It's wonderful. Nonetheless, though, we're not talking about that. We're talking about what was detailed about Star Wars Battlefront 2 today. Now, it's nothing groundbreaking, it's nothing super insane, and it was really just an offhand comment in an earnings call from EA. CEO Andrew Wilson, he was saying that the next game in the Battlefront series is going to feature a single-player campaign, and it's going to be coming out during the holiday season. I think we all kind of figured that would be the case. That doesn't surprise anyone when it's coming out, at least. The single-player campaign, though, kind of surprising that they actually went that extra step to make a full-fledged Star Wars single-player campaign. I gotta say, though, I'm not very hopeful about it, and here's why. Now, the thing with single-player campaigns, I like them, alright? I think they're totally fine until you get into the EA and Battlefield single-player campaigns that I'm very certain this is gonna be very similar to. Battlefield has terrible campaigns, alright? Let's just get that out of the way right now. Aside from the Bad Company series, there hasn't been a single good Battlefield campaign ever. And if those are anything to go by with DICE, or the Medal of Honor series as well, then we kinda know already that a full-fledged single-player campaign for Star Wars Battlefront 2 is probably gonna be really crappy. And who knows, maybe it'll be the most amazing thing ever. I'm optimistic about those types of things happening, but I'm trying to be real here. It's probably going to be a Battlefield-style campaign with that Star Wars skin on it. And that's really a shame, because while I have been talking about why I want single-player campaigns in the Battlefront series once again, that's not exactly what I had in mind, and that's not really what I was saying when I was bringing these issues up in the past. What I was saying in the past was, why do people play Star Wars Battlefront? It's not because they want to play online. When people play the original Star Wars Battlefront games, you would play it like Dynasty Warriors. You would just go in and play an instant action single-player map, maybe co-op with your friends and everything when you had them over after school and stuff. That's what I used to do. And then you just shoot the crap out of some AI troops, and that was the most fun part about Battlefront. And it seems like EA and DICE really don't want to do that. They're very hesitant to put in any type of offline mode into their games, which makes no sense to me, because when they did put in an offline version of their multiplayer modes, like what was similar to the original games in the series, that was my favorite part of the goddamn game. Being able to play those Walker Assault game modes offline, even if it was just the vanilla maps, got me back playing the game for about a week afterwards, because I could just run around and shoot things in the face. You can't as reliably do that in multiplayer, so that real feeling of power is totally lost. And unfortunately, what I'm figuring is going to come from this is they're going to put in a full single-player campaign that's going to be extremely linear in the Star Wars universe, and then they're just going to keep going with the multiplayer, kind of like Battlefield. And while the multiplayer isn't bad, it needs to have that offline component as well, so that in, say, 10-15 years' time, you can still go back and play Star Wars Battlefront 2 like you can, 15 years after Star Wars Battlefront 2 was originally released. Okay, ranting aside, there was one more thing that they touched on that I still kind of have issue with as well, and we're going to go over that too. And that was the idea when they said that they also want to include different eras in the Star Wars universe. Now that sounds great to me. I want to see as many different parts of the Star Wars universe as I possibly can, but the problem is they said that they want to have The Force Awakens and Rogue One as different Star Wars eras. Not really as big of a leap that we're used to in the Star Wars Battlefront series with, like, say, the Clone Wars versus the Galactic Civil War. When you put those two, side by side, The Force Awakens and Rogue One, they're not all that much different. You still got rebels, and you still got, like, stormtroopers and Imperials, or whatever they're called, the First Order. And to me, this is not differentiating the game enough to make it interesting to have both of those eras in it. To me, it sounds like they just want to ride on the coattails of the movies and all that stuff, which I know they're doing. I've made videos about that as well before, but it's really disappointing to me. People might not like the prequels all that much, but I still like playing as a super battle droid, or as a clone trooper just blowing up robots. That's fun. Make a goddamn fun game, EA. God damn it.